There's only one Mariano Rivera.
Stretch and pitch. Hit on the ground on a hop to Brocious. Fields, throws across, in time, ball game over.
Mariano Rivera is special and known by every baseball fan. He's truly a Yankee legend, having played his entire 19-year career in New York. He's the greatest closer of all time, without debate, and holds the major league records for most career saves and most games finished. And Rivera has the best career ERA among all qualifying pitchers in the live ball era. Only a handful of closers have been elected to the Hall of Fame, and Rivera is one of them. But even more, Rivera is the only player voted into the Hall of Fame unanimously since the Baseball Writers Association of America began electing players to the Hall of Fame. But why was Mariano Rivera the first to earn that honor? Well, at least in part, it's because the writers seem to have a constantly changing voting standard. But no doubt Mo was great and worthy of that honor. He wasn't just a great closer, he wasn't just an all-time great. Mariano Rivera is special, even among Hall of Famers. Perhaps nothing puts his greatness in focus better than the adjusted ERA plus statistic. Mariano Rivera has the highest career ERA plus of any pitcher with over 1,000 career innings, and it's not even close. Rivera is number one, with a career ERA plus at 205. The next highest is Clayton Kershaw at 157. Jacob deGrom is currently at 155, and Pedro Martinez at 154. How does Mo's ERA plus compare to other relievers? Rivera's contemporary and fellow Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman had an incredible 18-year career with 601 saves. Hoffman's career ERA plus is 141, which is among the career baseball leaders, but far below that of Rivera, Dennis Eckersley at 116, Lee Smith 132, and Billy Wagner, who didn't quite reach the 1,000 inning mark required to be officially counted among the leaders. He finished his career with an astounding 187 ERA plus, but still falls short of Mariano Rivera. Rivera came to the big leagues in 1995, making 19 appearances including 10 starts. That season, Rivera threw a total of 67 innings and had an ERA of 5.51. In the following season, 1996, Rivera served as the Yankees setup man. He pitched 107.2 innings with an ERA of 2.09 and contributed to the Yankees' World Series title. In 1997, his third season, Rivera became the Yankees closer and never looked back. Rivera was remarkably consistent. From 1996 through 2013, he pitched 18 consecutive seasons without exceeding an ERA of 3.15 in a season, and his 3.15 ERA in 2007 was the only season in which he had an ERA of 3 or more. Rivera had an ERA under 2 in 11 of the seasons, and Mo saved his best for the postseason. In 141 career postseason innings, he had an ERA of .70, a whip of .76, and completed a record 42 saves in the postseason. Perhaps no playoff appearance epitomizes his greatness more than Game 7 of the 2003 ALCS. The Yankees brought Rivera into the game in the top of the ninth in a 5-5 tie. Rivera pitched 3 scoreless innings and threw 48 pitches. He dominated the Red Sox and held them long enough for Aaron Boone to hit his famous walk-off home run to send the Yankees to the World Series.
Leading by 3 as Boone hits it to deep left. That might send the Yankees to the World Series.
That performance was part of a postseason in which Mo threw 16 innings, allowing just 1 run, while striking out 14 and walking 0 hitters. Is Rivera the greatest closer of all time? Few would argue otherwise. Is Rivera the greatest pitcher of all time? He has a real case for that title, although it's difficult to crown a relief pitcher with that honor. It's nearly impossible to find another player at any position that performed at an elite level for nearly 20 seasons without a single poor season. Rivera missed most of 2012 after tearing his ACL, but outside of that season, Rivera put up elite numbers without missing significant time from 1996 to 2013. Age seemed to only make Mariano Rivera better. From 2008 through 2011, in his age 38, 39, 40, and 41 seasons, Rivera made at least 60 appearances in each season, with a sub-2 ERA. Then, in his final season, at 43 years old, Rivera threw 64 innings at an ERA of 2.11, with 44 saves. And how many pitches are more recognizable than the Mariano Rivera cutter? That cutter was virtually unhittable, and even as Rivera's velocity decreased with age, his cutter and overall effectiveness never diminished. Analysts have noted that Mo's cutter never lost its movement, even when it slowed down. And Rivera probably broke more bats on that cutter than any other pitcher in history. So why was Rivera the first unanimous selection to the Hall of Fame? Well, the legend from Panama embodied greatness, and everything that the Hall of Fame voters could want. Rivera was elite and consistent during the entirety of his long career. He was clutch. He carried himself with dignity. Mariano Rivera was a winner and performed even better in the playoffs. He rose from relative obscurity to prominence with character and dignity. Should players before Rivera have been elected to the Hall of Fame unanimously? Probably, but there's no question that Mariano Rivera was worthy of that honor. Thanks for watching Baseball Pantheon.